out. You know what I mean?
Alright, so we finally got some new subscribers. How many other subscriptions? Private, but it looks like X F150 Joe Laundry, and then don't just tell me now. There we go. Big fun for life. He's got like 37,000 subscribers, so one of the bigger ones that I got. But I appreciate everybody that has taken their list off of private and subscribed. So we will add this to this week's video. I had a subscriber, Carl, send me, or give the old lady actually, these sweet gloves with lights on the finger. So I had them puppies on. It wraps around your hand like that, so let's see. So if I'm in here, say I'm in here getting a bolt, and I can't see, I can see what I'm pointing my finger at instead of trying to get a light in there with my hand, so I can reach around the back side, shine it on that bolt, where if I was shining it this way, I'd be like fucking fighting it, trying to get it to look point in the right direction. So appreciate it, Carl. I believe Carl right. These things are sweet. Definitely put them to use. We are saying goodbye to the 6-liter over there. 6-liter with 241 heads. Yeah, 241 heads off the Camaro. And stage 1 truck cam going in this here girl here. This GMC. I re-got the rings in the 6-liter. Checked everything over, everything looked good. So re-gapped it for boost or spray or whatever was gonna be in its foreseen future, but ended up having other plans. So that being said, it's not gonna go in here. So it's not gonna go in my shit, it's going in this. I'm gonna take off this hose right here, and I gotta take off the clips for the cooling, the transmission. He's got a new radiator because this is the smaller radiator, and he is putting electric fans in. And somehow he found some electric fans at the pickup hole out the junkyard, wherever it was at. I do not know how, because very slim chance usually getting the fans from down there, because someone else has usually already got them. So we get that one, this one. So I'll show you how roughly to get them. So see this little tab right there? You want to pull up on it with one hand, and then you're going to put another pick right here to catch it and pull it out into your hand. You want to use 2 hands. One hand, no bueno, you're going to lose it. Motherfucker's going to go ping and disappear into oblivion because they're tiny little baby clips and they get lost very easily. I've got an assortment of these that I've collected over the years as backups for that simple reason. Come on, focus back in, girl. There we go.
Press 2 to leave a voicemail.
Got this one.
Press the pound key to return to the queue, or you can
See?
hang up at
Little
any
tiny
time.
thing. Don't want to lose it. Put it in a magnetic tray or something. I was able to get behind that one. at my finger. Got him.
Turn to the queue, or you can hang up at...
This is gonna be a mess also. I usually get them loose, and then I'm gonna take little paper towels and shove them in there to kind of plug it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish all this shit up, get this wrapped up. Kind of hard for me to record because the truck sits so high. So, and I'm not putting it on the lift. It's a pretty heavy ass truck. Even if it is a 7,000 pound lift, I don't trust it. The concrete really is my main concern. It's not so much the lift. If it's in good concrete, I don't know the age or anything of this concrete. I know it's a pain in the ass to drill. First inch is easy. After that motherfucker's a pain in the hooey.
You can hang up at any time.
Hi hooey. Hi hooey. Hi hooey. Hi hooey. Hi hooey. Yeah, so I'm not gonna put it on this. I'm not gonna take a chance. There's no need for it. I'd rather pick big stuff up with a jack and not take a chance and something up. Still on hold. Another 20 minutes later. Talk about a mess, bro. Like, damn, what the this thing is full of oil. Spraying on the bolts, and someone has already broke some off. I went to go loosen one and it was already loose. And then back here on this back bolt, dude, there's a gap like a motherfucker. Someone apparently didn't get it in all the way either. Look at that gap. I don't know how. This thing didn't have an exhaust manifold gasket leak. I went to just literally just went to just touch it, and it was like, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even put a socket on it yet. I'm gonna clean up the floor underneath here, get all this stuff cleaned up so I could slide under, get the converter bolts and the starter out, and get all the bell housing bolts that I could reach, that I need to get from the bottom. The rest I can get from the tops. Got the 6-liter dug out from the corner. About to rip this thing out. Got every bolt out that needs to be out. Torque converter bolts, bell housing bolts, motor mount bolts. She's ready to come on up out. And then we'll take the balancer off, put it on this, and transfer anything else that really needs to be transferred over. You know, cam sensor, crank sensor, all that good shit. I'm gonna start pulling this motherfucker out. I'm gonna get it chained up and start pulling. Engine's out. Of course, made another mess. About to clean it up. The converter almost looks like it's been replaced or new at some point. It's clean, that's for sure. I'm sure this thing's had a 60 put in it at one point. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling the mounts off, clean up my mess, and get ready to put the other motor in. It's the next day, and oh, the valve cover gaskets on the other motor. Look how dark, dude. I mean, it's not really showing it real well. It's looking reflective, but dude, those things are, I mean, burnt to a crisp. That motor, I doubt has ever had a regular oil change. I'm gonna put the motor in first, and then I'll pull the balancer off, put the balancer on it. That way I don't have to worry about hitting it, trying to fish it down in here. So, gonna make sure nothing's in the way really. I'm gonna swap the chain over and get this thing ready to go in. We about had a problem. I went to turn the motor over to put torque converter bolts in, and I put one in, snugged it up finger tight, turned it over, put another one in, snugged it down, and then put the third one in. And when I snugged it all the way down and tightened it up, or maybe I snugged the other, I think it was the second one I snugged up a little more. But anywho, the first one, there was play in the converter. When it sucked it shut, it pushed the bolt out. And it kept, like, I'd go turn over, it gets stuck here, get stuck there, get stuck, like, and it was like, I can't see what's hitting. And I couldn't tell, it was just hitting solid, like, doke, 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 doke. So, I got the, look at me like that, boy. So I got the little, Amazon scope that I plug into the phone, which I think is a lifesaver. Checked all the cylinders, there's good, nothing in those. So I look in there, and they just shoved the torque converter bolt out about that far, and it was hitting the oil pan, coming up and hitting the top of the rear cover, so it was just stuck. But so I had to, like, it was on the back side, I had to fish it out with like my finger and just like sit there and like barely baby spin it like a 64th of a turn to get it loose enough to get it out. So we're good though. So now we'll go ahead and put balancer on the front of this motor. Let's start getting everything hooked back up. got good oil pressure. Just wait for these lifters to fucking warm up a little bit. Get a little bit chopped through. Since we know it fires up, now I just need to connect up HB tuners. Connect the laptop up, make some beep boop. Sorry, at least the motor fires up. Because the motor ran in the Denali, it just had broken plug wires everywhere. All we're gonna do is we're gonna read the computer, the factory file. This is what takes the longest, so we'll let this read. We'll make some adjustments afterwards. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is go in and change it. It is now a 6 liter, and each cylinder has 8 cylinders, and the volume per cylinder is 0.75, whereas before it was like 0.668, something, 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 a bunch of shit. I'm gonna go into the idle. It has a slightly above normal stall, so I add 200 to the whole table. And the airflow, it fired up and idled honestly fine. I'm just gonna add 2 degrees to the table. It shouldn't need a lot. Startup airflow, we're going to add 1 gram per second to that. I'll go through and do the basics as far as, you know, normal adjustments to make. Alright, connect it, and then still kind of loud on the lifter noise. Open it up. Once they pump up good, it'll go away. Cause I can't see shit. They drive me nuts. And there weren't old lifters, but they weren't brand new either. They were in a motor that didn't get very much mileage on it. Had to get new lifters. I'm sweating like a son of a fucking stuck pig. But yeah, so we put the lifters in. They were, I mean, and they look pretty fairly new. Even got a part number on the side of them. But so put them in thinking they were good lifters from something else that I bought or used lifters on them. Took it apart or something, and they were good lifters. I had them, put them in the motor, put them in, and I mean, it's making a horrible noise. I'll put the video up here so you can hear it. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like they're just rattling like a muffler. So put those in, got fired up, made a bunch of noise. So I took those out and put a new set of HT2148As in. I'll post a video right here, slow motion, of me testing and taking a push rod and just pushing the lifter, just pushing on it a little bit.
One of the crazy things about that whole Purdue thing was in 2007, I think that's when that happened, that sparked all those.
And as I'm pushing pressure on it, you can see the new lifter go in and out, in and out. The old lifter, I'm pushing as hard as I can and it won't even move. So just torque the heads down, put the push rods in, rockers down, put the intake on, and start plugging shit back up and filling it back up with fluid, and then we'll start it, and fingers crossed, not gonna have any issues. We're doing this electric or E-fan conversion on the truck. I put the motor in. We're gonna take it for a test drive once with the fan in and see if the lifters kind of clear up. Put some oil pressure and some RPM to it, driving it around. But it's pretty simple. Just connects down here, plugs in, runs up. You run your 2 power wires in this junction box, 2 ground wires right there. Always make sure you unhook your negative battery terminal so the ECU doesn't have power. The blue wire goes in pin 42 on the blue connector. On the green connector, it's pin 33 with the green wire. Fairly simple and easy to remember. 33 is between the two green ones right there. Down in there, push that little tab, lift. Push the little tab. Oh, about to give a zoom in. Lift. Having a hell of a time. So take 33, take this straight pick, and we're gonna go straight through it. Then here is the green wire. And shove it all the way through till it clicks. See she's through. Slide this way. Clip. Clippity clap. Alright guys, so the truck's gone. Wanted us to put the 6-liter in. He put the other motor in the back, drove it. He got all the way home, about 30-minute drive, and said, "Hey man, you wouldn't guess." He said, "Whatever, if it was a lifter still hanging up, even though they're all new," he said, "Man, it quieted up. Can't even hear it now. It sounds like a sewing machine." I was like, "Dang, God, that shit was driving me nuts." I felt so bad. I was like, "Fuck." Sold him the, got rid of this damn motor, got an issue or something, but it sounded like valve train. So he's happy with it, and we're on to the next one.
Do it! You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. You're gonna work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.